Okay. Are you okay if I change the topic to I'm really curious and rolling around with the sales rank thing that I sent you guys yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So
let's switch gears.
yeah, I guess my question on that is so and I think every Amazon seller experiences this at some points. And I think having like a checklist of the items that you walk through and just take a look at to identify the problem is useful. And so the situation is basically this product has been on Amazon for probably 4 years, 5 years,
Yep.
thousands of reviews, consistent sales, and then overnight it goes from I think I sent you the actual numbers. It went from a sales rank of like 14,500 to over 30,000.
Okay. And
And
you
Do
did,
you
just
do
to
you do
clarify,
you
you
know it because you checked the BSR, or do you know it because sales dropped? How did you know to go look?
well, I got queued in on it because actually the BSR was the first queue, and then what I did was so Amazon the screenshot that I sent you guys, Amazon now has a little bit friendlier dashboard that shows both sales and rank, and so that was pulled directly from Amazon. So it wasn't even from Helium 10 or another tool. That was
okay.
directly from Amazon. Um, and I don't pay much attention to one day because maybe the logarithm, switched and something funny happened or got put into the wrong category or like there's a gazillion different things that could happen with one day. I don't sweat over one day, but when I start seeing, I mean, now we're 3, 4 days into it, now I'm more concerned. And honestly, what makes me even more curious about it and seems like something is not right is the fact that sales have started to recover a little bit, but the sales rank continued to increase, to the point where, it was at 35,000, even though our actual sales were going in the other direction. So those things should move in tandem, but in this case, they're not.
So let's take it at face value. So
Yep.
if sales rank goes from 15,000 to 30,000,
Yep.
what that means is the day one, there were 15,000 other products that were selling faster than ours, had a better sales velocity than ours.
Right.
And on day two, there were 30,000 products that had a sales velocity better than ours.
Yep.
So over the course of a single day, 15,000 products gained better sales velocity than us. How is it possible for that to occur? Like, what's the scenario under which we could paint that picture and make that look right?
Did
Because
sales match that drop? Did the amount of daily
So for
sales
day
match?
one, yes, because I think there was like one. So normally this is something that sells, I'd have to look at the numbers again, but let's say 10 to 15 units a day.
okay,
Day one, sales dropped to 1 unit. But
okay,
since then, they've recovered to, 5 to 7 units. But the sales rank has still stayed at that
okay.
30 to 35,000.
So here's one thing to pay attention to there. So now it's difficult to know from one category to another, but let's say, I mean, and this is technically the way it more or less would work. I mean, in simple terms, like, so, so day one, like of the drop, right? So this product went from 10 to 15 sales a day to one sale a day. And it went to a $30,000 sales rank from 15,000. But ultimately, what you don't know is it's possible that you could have gone from 10 to 15 sales a day to 5 sales a day and had the exact same change in sales rank, right? Like,
Right.
it's possible all 30,000 of those, other SKUs or ASINs that are currently selling faster than your product when it dropped down to one and is now at, say 5, whatever, like all of them maybe are selling more than 5 units, but for whatever reason, maybe there's a very small number of ASINs that fall between there where it's like 1 to 5 units per day. Now it seems unreasonable or unlikely, but that is what the picture that you're painting looks like that, right? Because if your sales are continuing to climb, but your sales rank isn't getting better, that would suggest all of those products that jumped above you on day one of the drop still are selling faster than you, which would mean they're all selling more than, say, 5 units a day.
So two things. One, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's based on revenue generated, not necessarily number of units.
I don't know that that's true. I could be wrong. I'm not positive if that's true. Now, I will say, if that is true, then that's definitely something to pay attention to in terms of how you price your product. Because if it's accurate that it's revenue generation that results in sales rank, then that would suggest that you dang well, and now you should be anyways, but you dang well better be testing to make sure that you're selling at the very maximum price point that you can sell and still maintain a pretty consistent sales number. Because why would you not, right? Like if I'm selling 5 units a day at $30, but sales rank is based on revenue, and I could sell that same 5 units today at $35, then I dang well better be selling at $35.
I'm actually just going through a test right now, and I'm going to compare numbers from before I raised the price to after, but I don't think that my conversion rate dropped very much. I raised the price $2, and it's $2 more where I was at before. And I did that because I like to decrease the price about a week before a high traffic day like Black Friday or Cyber Monday, so that it adds that 30-day lowest price in 30-day badge, that red one.
Yep.
And so I did that, and I went up $2 higher than I usually ever keep that thing, and I didn't lose any sales velocity. And I have a feeling that my profits sure went up for sure because I'm selling it at $2 more now, but I have a feeling I found a new price point for my hero product, which that
and what is that by percentage increase in your retail price?
So I mean, it went from 27 to 29. So
okay, so a little less than 10%, 7% maybe or so. But so that's 7% in retail, but of course, obviously that's a much bigger jump in terms of the profit margin on the product.
Yeah.